Mind you, I'm 6 months pregnant, so something told me to rip it in half because he had an attitude.
Because your pregnant wife asked you to make something for her, she's hungry. And because you're angry, like, why would you tell me to make something for you? How dare you tell me to make something for you? You had to give her uncooked meat just to show that. So the next time you will not ask me to make something for you because I will not. You give her uncooked meat. If not that she checked it, she would have eaten it, and that would have caused something for her and the child in the stomach.
Mind you, I'm 6 months pregnant, so something told me to rip it in half because he had an attitude.
So he wanted to baby. When I first saw this, I'm like, wow, that's insane. What could possibly happen if you consume raw meat while you're pregnant? That man would never see my child. He would never be around me again. This is so hateful and so spiteful. Do you know how easy it is to make a burger? Do you know how hard it is to undercook a burger? I feel so bad for this young lady to find out that somebody hates you this much that they're willing to your child while you are 6 months pregnant. You're asking them to make you something to eat. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you don't feel good. Whatever it might be. This person, you're supposed to be having a kid with them. You would think that they can make you a sandwich. And he brings you a raw hamburger. It ain't even no bacon on the burger. This whole shit is pissing me off. I would be afraid. I would genuinely be afraid for my safety and the safety of my baby.
Why is everybody talking about raw meat and raw hamburgers, you ask? Because yet another very happily married woman has come to the timeline to show everyone how much her husband hates her. A woman who is 6 months pregnant came on this app to show us the hamburger that her husband made for her, right here. She says that they got into an argument and he was mad at her. She then asked him for something to eat and he gave her this, a raw hamburger, and he put extra ketchup and condiments on it so that she wouldn't notice. She says that when she got the burger, something told her to open it up and look inside. That something was the fact that she already knows that man does not like her. And lo and behold, the burger is basically raw. She asked him if he did it on purpose, and he said, partially. We all know that pregnant women are not supposed to be eating raw meat. Hell, you can't even eat a deli sandwich when you're pregnant. After discerning minds got into her comments and told her that he was trying to honor her baby and that she is not safe, she of course came back to tell us that we're all haters and that if we're not married, we're not qualified to speak on her situation. Stop feeling bad for these women. Let them enjoy their raw burgers and their dog food and their men who don't like them. I've been telling y'all for a while that there are a lot of men who will stress you out or feed you certain foods to try to make you miscarry while you are pregnant. They are angry and resentful because despite them showing you from day one that they really do not like you, you are still there. For me, the saddest part about this is that she's absolutely one of those women who will watch her man harm her child and she will make up excuses for him. Once again, stop feeling bad for these women. Let them enjoy their raw meat and their dog food in peace. You cannot want better for those who do not want better for themselves and their kids. And this is also her, so I mean, very, very happily married.
This lady that got on here and she said that she's pregnant, by the way, and that she had asked her man to make her something to eat, but he had an attitude about it and he gave her a raw hamburger. She said something in her told her to rip open the hamburger, and so she did, and it was raw. Not like a little bit raw in the middle, not like a little bit of pink on the sides or anything, like literally raw. The top of it was cooked, but the middle of it was just straight raw. And she's pregnant. And she's defending that man. So it's like, Like, what the hell? But the thing about it is like, that man had such an attitude with her, and he gave her raw meat, that how would you feel about that? I honestly would leave that man. Like, you gave me raw meat, and you know I'm pregnant, and then people are just like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Like, people eat raw food all the time. That's not the point. Like, you were angry and you did that. Like, how a person treats you when they're angry says a lot about you. And says a lot about that person, because the fact that he was mad that he had to feed her and she was pregnant, you gave her raw hamburger meat, you did not care, like, what possibly that could or could not have done to her. And then she gets up here and defends that man. I'm just like, why would you bring it to the internet anyway if you didn't really want help, or if you didn't want nobody else's opinion, or if you were just going to delete the video and be like, y'all are doing too much, like, he's a good man, this is that and third. Man, he gave you raw meat because he was mad at you that he had to feed you. That's not a good man.
I think this behavior needs to be studied, because tell me how the woman's husband gave her a raw hamburger. Did you guys see that video? Okay, so this woman shows this burger she's eating. It's like a homemade burger. It looks terrible. It's on like sliced bread. The bread's not even toasted. It looks terrible. And then she shows the inside. It's pink. It's completely uncooked. She's like, oh, he's serving me this because I asked him to make me a food. Mind you, she's 6 months pregnant. So not only is this endangering her, it's also endangering their unborn child. And she's defending him. Of course, the comments are crazy. She's like, I had to turn the comments off. Y'all are crazy. Like, we're the crazy ones for saying that is insane. That could have killed her. Eating raw meat, like raw, you could get really sick and die. And we all know about like preeclampsia, all these things when you're pregnant. Like, he hates her. He hates her. It's scary and it's sad. I wish these women would stop getting on the internet and stop showing us and then stop blaming us. And I think what it really is I think subconsciously they know that the partner they're with doesn't like them and the partner that they're with is not good. But I think that they think if they show the internet that maybe it'll be funny and they'll get, laughs and views, and that will kind of make up for it. But then they read the comments and it just literally, it's what they already know. And as a divorced person, I know that it can be hard to come to the realization that the partner that you thought loved and cared about you doesn't love and care about you. And that can be really, really hard. But ignoring something so harmful, like your partner giving you raw meat to eat and being okay with that, they hate you. No man who truly loves you will put you in harm's way. Just like the woman whose husband packed her dog food for lunch. Like, he doesn't love her. He doesn't care about her. If it was really a joke, he would have packed her the dog food and then a real lunch. We all know this. No man who really loves you is going to put you in harm's way like that. Absolutely not.
Just a friendly reminder that homicide is the leading cause of death in women that are pregnant at the hands of their partner. Your husband serving you raw hamburger meat while you are pregnant was 1,000% an attempt for you and for your child. The more justifications that a woman has to give for a man's behavior, the more amount of danger that she is going to be in while she's in a relationship or in a marriage with him. Because if he was cooking a hamburger for himself, he would never serve himself a hamburger that looked like that. He would never put his mouth up to a hamburger that he cooked for himself that looked like that. He was trying to take you out, and he was trying to take your baby out. Women do not realize how evil a man will turn when you piss them off, when you tell them no, when you don't give them their way. A man will be so pissed off at you and you don't think that you even did anything seriously. He will be so pissed off that he will you just because you angered him, just because you got him frustrated, just because you emasculated him. Men are evil when they get enraged by the woman that they are with. They literally will wreak havoc on your life and try to end it all together simply because they're in a bad mood, simply because they're angry. And she knows that he did this because that's the justification that she ended up giving for the reason why he served her uncooked hamburger meat in the first place. She said that he was upset with her, and so that's the reason why he prepared meat that was not cooked all the way. And a lot of the time, y'all let men get away with this because men get to wear the dunce cap all the time. So whenever men do not do something up to the caliber that they're supposed to, women are always going to justify it as, oh, he didn't know. He was tired. He didn't mean that. It was no big deal. Then she makes a follow-up video talking about if you're not married, you don't have any right to speak on this. I don't have to be married to know that if somebody is preparing me uncooked hamburger meat, that they're trying to take me out. Okay? If you were to go to a restaurant and they were to prepare you uncooked hamburger meat, would you make justifications for that restaurant? Would you make excuses for that restaurant as to why they served you uncooked hamburger meat? No, you wouldn't. So therefore, there is no requirement for you to be married to know that nobody should be serving you meat that is not cooked, because it can kill you. And not only that, you're pregnant. So it also can kill your child, your unborn child. And then not only that, she says in the video, something told me to rip it in half first before I ate it. So what other things has your husband done to you out of anger to try to sabotage you or harm you or use something to weaponize against you? Because you had this feeling for a reason, because obviously you have a state of preparedness that you have to be when it comes to the antics that your husband does whenever he is upset at you. And then she's doubling down, talking about the quote unquote TikTok gangsters that are coming for her on the platform, when everyone's just simply saying, why are you defending your husband after you're the one that exposed the fact that he served you raw hamburger meat? And then also has the nerve to make posts of her and her man together, but she strategically has him covered in every single post. So she's not even proud of this man to want to show him, because obviously, why would you be proud as a woman to show off the man that served you raw hamburger meat? Like, nobody wants that. Like, nobody wants what you have. Nobody wants to be with a man that if he's upset, he's going to act like a 5-year-old and try to traumatize you and inflict pain on you and be so pissed off at you that he would do something that would literally risk the life of you and his unborn child. There's not been a single wife yet that has ever been able to convince me to want to get married. Every time a wife gets on here, it's nothing positive. And I don't believe that bullshit when the wives are like, oh, there are a lot of us that have really good marriages, but like we just decide to not get on the internet. Like we're just choosing to not get on the internet because we don't want people, stealing our joy and like taking what we have and like putting negativity on our relationship. But yet when we do see the positive relationships, the quote unquote positive relationships that get posted here on social media, shit hits the fan and then everything gets exposed. And then we find out that it wasn't a positive marriage to begin with anyway. It was full of bullshit and it was just for optics, that they were trying to promote this positive marriage that they had. Because as women, y'all are willing to put up with way too much bullshit just to say that you have a man. And then when everyone says, oh no, I would never put up with that, then we're the bad person. Like I said before, I'm not going to a restaurant and eating a raw hamburger that they're serving me. If I would not go to a food establishment and allow them to serve me raw meat, why would it be okay for my husband to do that? There's never going to be a time that you're going to ask someone, hey, can you provide me some raw hamburger meat for me to actually eat right now, like for consumption in its raw state? You're never going to ask for that shit. But because it's your husband, all of a sudden you have concessions as to why it's okay for him to serve you raw meat when you are clearly proving that you can't stay 10 toes down on the post that you originally made calling out his behavior. Because wives have this entitlement mindset that he's my husband and so I'm the only one that's allowed to call out his behavior. You could call out his behavior in the privacy of your own mind, in the privacy in your own home. If you feel that entitled to be the only person that has an opinion on your marriage and on your relationship, why would you not keep that shit private? Don't be telling everybody if that's the case.
These men always show us how they feel about us, not what they say. They will always show you little tiny thing by just saying make something for me and you made something raw intentionally. It's not like you didn't know that That was just not some. If they have served you something like that, you would have eaten it as a man. You wouldn't eat it, but you serve it to your wife because you're trying to teach her a lesson. I feel like him doing that is for her is for him to teach her a lesson. Don't ask me to make you anything when I'm in this mode. Don't even ask me to make you anything at all because I would just give you something that will harm you. He knows there's nobody that doesn't know that eating raw meat will harm. Why you even eat raw meat as a pregnant woman? So you gave her to eat like that so that at some point it will pain her. You rush her to the hospital, then they will say, okay, next time she'll be afraid to ask you to make something so that you can, be on your own in peace. And for the wife, if you know that you don't want people to talk about your relationship, I always say this: if you don't know that people don't want people to talk about your relationship, have opinions, say this and say that, don't come to the internet and tell us what is going on in your relationship because we are going to judge you. Because I don't understand what is good in what he did to you now. He served you uncooked meat and you are defending him, telling people that if you're not married, you don't have anything to say about this. Why are you defending him? Why are you defending him? If you know that the thing we did was just funny, don't post it because it's not funny to us. It's not funny. It's something that is very serious, something that can harm your health and the health of your baby. Why are you defending him? And now you're saying if you're not married, don't come and talk about it because you guys will not understand. Most of the time, these men hate their wives, but they will not tell you that they hate you. I don't think a man will tell you with his mouth and tell you, I hate you. They won't do that, but they will show you that they hate you. It's not left to you to do whatever you want to do. If you're already enabling this behavior that can harm you and the child, you are not safe with this type of person. You are not safe. Your child is not safe with this person. He knows, he's already showing you and telling you small tips that this person, you cannot be safe with me. But then you're defending him, you're making it look like you don't care, you guys don't understand. Oh, we are still happily married. He's still good in other ways. If he's not a good cook, he's still good in other ways. If he's not a good cook, he will make something better for you, or you will order, not give you something that is going to harm you and the child. You guys, sometimes talking about women that are in happy relationship and trying to explain to them how terrible their husband is, sometimes showing them sometimes is very difficult because they already see what they want to see and there's nothing you can say that can make them unsee it. I feel like at a point everybody will see the lights. You guys, what is your take on this video? Let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, Sugar Maria David, and thank you so much for tuning in to this video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next one, guys.